Welcome, everybody, back to another Boldcast Reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
This is Naruto Shippuden, episode 133. What happened last time?
Last time, Jiraiya killed the 3 pains, but no, there was actually 6. Jiraiya got his arm freaking taken off. Now there's still 6 of them, and the ones that were dead are fine. Pain is apparently the name of their group, their little group. So now, not only is there
Your group, your little group, your little. No. Oh, never mind. I can't swear. Your little group.
Your little group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only is there the Akatsuki, now we have to worry about Pain, not just as a person, but as some kind of organization of evil.
Axis of Evil. And we're going to get into this episode of Naruto Shippuden. Hope you guys enjoy the reaction review to this episode. If you do, hope you leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you like Naruto Shippuden. And if you want to get more of our reactions, as well as uncuts, you can get a week ahead and uncuts on patreon.com/boldcast, link in the description. There's a bunch of other exclusive stuff there as well. There's polls and OVAs and movies and a bunch of other cool things. Support the official release as well. Netflix, Crunchyroll, manga, do what you gotta do. Come here to hear what we have to say, not just to rewatch the show. We're not providing this as a market substitute for legal streaming platforms. Let's go.
There's no end to this awful rain.
I'm only kidding, Tsunade. You know, I'm grateful to you.
I'm sure Master Jiraiya's fine. He of all people wouldn't. He's not coming back. That's what I bet him before he left. Because he knows I never win any of my bets. Oh, I see.
Rejection makes a man stronger, but that isn't the entire story. Basically, the pursuit of happiness isn't for us.
Always trying to be cool. Well, when he gets back, I won't let him keep his cool anymore.
Pain, tell me already. Just what the hell are you? You're... I know that face. Is that you, Yahiko?
Ah, yes. There was such a fellow once, wasn't there?
Just what is going on here? You said that Yahiko died, and those eyes...
You see Yahiko's image when you look at me. You really are his former teacher. But Yahiko's been dead for quite some time. All that remains is pain.
Look, just quit the wordplay. Tell me why you possess the Rinnegan. But he didn't possess eyes like that back when I taught him.
What in tarnation's going on then? Are you telling us that there are 2 children of prophecy?
No. When I saw the Rinnegan, I convinced myself that the first one with it was Nagato. He's slightly different from the Nagato I knew. Come to think of it, none of those 6 really remind me of Nagato all that much. On the other hand, one of them does resemble Yahiko.
Remember, it was in black and white in the manga. So the first guy that he saw looked like Nagato.
Or are you Nagato? So just what exactly are you?
We are pain, that's all. We are God.
Jiraiya boy, just retreat!
Fuck.
Yahiko, how is it possible you possess Nagato's eyes?
Even if you knew, even if I told you, you'd lose.
Lad, just give up already!
I must find a way to defeat them even if I die.
He just fucking ripped a piece of cement out of the wall. Holy shit.
I don't sense his presence. Is this a barrier? Gastric fluid.
Yes, you did it, Jiraiya boy! dead.
I barely managed to kill one.
Are you all right, lad?
Yeah, kinda.
Ah!
My body, my chakras agitated.
Hold on.
Get that out of there.
There.
Fuck.
Identity is a complete mystery, and they seem to use odd weapons too.
They're no longer mortals. There's something else completely.
Jesus Christ.
There's no mistaking it. He's Yahiko. And yet, he possesses Nagato's Rinnegan. Did Yahiko, for some reason, steal them from Nagato? But even if he did, there are those other Rinnegan bearers as well. So what is going on here? Plus, but it is because one understands such pain that generosity towards others becomes second nature. That's what makes us human.
I don't. What do you mean?
It's a process called growing up.
It's called growing up? I still don't
Really?
get it.
It's about being able to think and make your own decisions.
Too many people died in this life. All that pain forced me to grow up.
In which case, does that mean he's Nagato after all? Huh? That's right. Now I remember. He's definitely not Nagato.
What's wrong?
This man in front of us. I've also battled him once before. He was a Fuma clan member I encountered right after I set out on my journey. I gave him that scar on his forehead.
Now I'm more confused than ever about this whole pain.
Yeah, me too.
It can't be. If this is the prophecy, I want to go back and face them in order to confirm a suspicion of mine. The two of you need to go home now.
What's that?
Absolutely not. They have more eyes now. And that barrier trap is never gonna work on them a second time, that's for sure. They're not onto us yet. They don't even know that we're here. This is our only chance to run.
I know that I might very well be killed if I go out there. But I also may be able to deduce our enemy's true identity if I let this chance slip by. I don't think there's anyone else who could get as close to Pain. Chance to uncover.
What does
the
it
truth.
matter if you know and no one else can know? If
This
you
is the
die.
time for selection that the great Lord Elder prophesied for me. You and Ma, please take back the intel on Pain.
This is the selection.
Along with this corpse. And please tell Tsunade
Ma should be enough to handle all that stuff.
You just better be back by dinner time.
Yeah. When we're all done here, I'll bring Jiraiya boy on over for dinner.
Thank you so much. It's just as I thought. They're all shinobi I've encountered before in my journeys.
It's so messed up.
That's it. I've figured out who Pain is. My throat.
Jiraiya boy!
You figured it out too late.
I have to relay this news of Pain's identity to the boss. It's no good. My throat was crushed by that attack.
You can't fucking talk. Oh my god.
At this rate, it's useless. I'm passing out. Am I really going to die now? Have I failed? In the shinobi world, it's not how you live, it's how you die. A shinobi's life is not measured by how they live, but rather it's measured by what they manage to accomplish before their death. My life has really been full of nothing but failure. Continually rejected by Tsunade, unable to stop my friend, and unable to protect either my student or my mentor. Compared to the great and celebrated deeds of the Hokage, my actions are trifling, insignificant things indeed. I wish that I could have died like each of the Hokage. The tale is only as good as its final turn of events, a plot twist. And mistakes are an important part of the plot too. I've lived my life always believing that the lessons I learned are what honed me. I swore I'd accomplish a deed so great that it would obliterate all my failures. I died a splendid shinobi. At least that's how it was supposed to go. But this, my plot twist. My tale ending like this. The great Lord Elder prophesied that I would be the one to guide a revolution. A person who will make a great choice that will bring either peace or destruction to the world of the shinobi. I thought I would defeat pain, stop the Akatsuki, and save the world from destruction. But in the end, I failed that too. How pitiful. How sad that this will be the ending twist to the tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. What a worthless story it turned out to be.
Oh no, I don't believe that at all. I think that this tale is wonderful. Every chapter reads like one of the numerous legendary exploits you told me about. The main character in here. I thought that his determination to never give up was pretty odd. He's actually quite a lot like you, Sensei.
Yeah? You think so?
So, I was thinking, I really hope my soon-to-be-born child can become an amazing shinobi just like the main character in your book. So that's why I'd like to ask your permission to name my son after him.
You... what? Are you sure about this? I mean, I randomly came up with it while eating ramen.
Naruto. I think it's a wonderful name.
Kushina.
Wow, so would that make me his godfather then? Are you really sure you're sure about this?
You are my sensei, Jiraiya. You are a great ninja who possesses true talent. There's no one else like you in the whole world.
Yes. That's right. I gave that child.
Someday I'm gonna be a Hokage and you'll look up to me! My name's Naruto Uzumaki! Remember it! No way, I never go back on my word. That's the way of the ninja.
Naruto. Now that I think about it, you're just like that novel's main character. You've inherited Minato and Kushina's wishes, their hopes, and yet
You are my sensei, Jiraiya. You are a great ninja who possesses true talent. There's no one else like you in the whole world.
A real ninja is one who endures no matter what gets thrown at him. Let me explain something to you. There's only one thing that matters if you're a shinobi. All you do need is the guts to never give up. Never going back on your word, no matter what. Never giving up despite what the odds may tell you to do. If that is truly your ninja way, then as your teacher, I have no business at all whining, because as everyone knows, a student inherits his ninja way from his teacher. Right, Naruto? Isn't that so?
He fought his way back by sheer will alone?
Oh my
Jiraiya
fucking
boy.
god.
I was certain that his heart had stopped.
Right.
Never give up, no matter what. That was the true choice that I was supposed to make.
Let's finish him.
All right. Message received.
A dying message. He wrote it in code.
Naruto, you are the child of prophecy. I'm sure of it now. I leave the rest to you.
That frog. The frog got away.
The tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. Now it'll end a bit better, I hope. The final chapter. I'll call it frog at the bottom of the well drifts off into the great ocean. Just barely glory, but glorious indeed. Now, I suppose it's about time I put down my pen. Oh, that's right. What should I name the sequel? I wonder. Let's see. The Tale of Naruto Uzumaki. Yes, that has a nice ring to it.
The Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. So you knew it was coming.
Yeah, but it was still sad. And it's just bad because even if I didn't already get spoiled, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, there was no way he was making it out of there. It's just, like...
Yeah, I don't want this whole discussion to be about spoilers, but
yeah.
Just really quick, if you're wondering why the reaction wasn't so visceral and, like, intense, is because Lindsay got spoiled recently on this. And it was really unfortunate, but I think of the things to get spoiled on, after just having watched it, it actually isn't that bad. There are worse things, I think, to get spoiled on. But because... now you're not spoiled anymore. One, two, like it's pretty obvious that he's gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's it. Now that that's over, but that he got the message out.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still so many mysteries about fucking pain. It's like the more it goes into it, the worse it gets with pain. Like, every time we've learned something new about pain, it's just been, like, worse and worse. You know what I mean? Yes.
Like, every single time, it's just worse. It's like, oh, now, not only was he all these random guys, and, like, previously I was like, oh, he, like, took the body of the friend or whatever, and then for some reason, all the other people have the same color hair, other than that one guy who doesn't have hair, but then on closer up he just, like, is bald, I suppose. But now, then it just becomes an extra level of weird of those were all the people that Jiraiya, like, found while he was going around, which is just, that's some like horror movie, like, serial killer type behavior right there, you know?
Yes.
Like, I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, he just is just going around minding his own business. All of a sudden, like, the fucking ghosts of his past are, like, coming back to haunt him in the worst way. Of these, like, literal random people. Like, some of these people he saw for, like, 5 minutes.
Like, that one guy, that's how he figured out the fucking scar on the forehead. And it's like, what the fuck? As soon as you see that, you're just like, what
that random like guy who was all like, oh, we'll just pray for this. That he literally had one, like, all of these people were so,
like, just passing.
But it's weird because
weirdly influential.
They were, like, pivotal to his development, but it's not like he stuck around and, like, he didn't know them.
Yeah, he didn't took, like, one piece,
study
under them or something.
He just, like, took one piece of their wisdom or, like, what they believed and, like, took that with him but didn't use that. Like, they're all people that he didn't believe what they believed in as well, which is interesting. But also, then one of his students was just in there, who obviously did have, like, a bigger part to play, and I'm assuming was the first one of those people who were, like, made into that. But it's just so weird, and, like, the more we, like, see of Pain, like, every time Pain talks, it's like, oh yes, I suppose there was someone named that, or there was that person, or, like, oh, so this must be the person who, like, like, it's just, like, this weird, like, it's like he literally is a god, and he's just, like, so, like, not in the real world anymore, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is, I didn't realize until just this watching of the whole reason why he was, like, so sure that the first guy he saw was Nagato. Was because in the manga it's black and white. You don't see the hair color of any of these guys. So in the manga, if you're reading this as black and white, there might be, like, a shade of gray, and it's, like, a really, like, you don't know, because it's just a fucking black and white drawing of this guy who has a very similar hairstyle, like, more grown out, and has the same eyes. So you think, like, oh, what the fuck, is that actually him?
Yeah.
But then now, no, you're not even fucking sure about the nature of this, like, who it is or
what's going on, where, like, the original person is, if this is, like, some sort of, if this is literally, like, a godlike supernatural force that it has just chosen these people to, like, curse Jiraiya, basically, as part of this weird prophecy. It's just, like, you know what I mean? It's, like, this...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
like,
that's all, like... Either it's his old student, for some reason, takes over his other old student, finds all of these people somehow that he had interacted with, like, briefly in his past. But then it's also, like, almost weird, because, like, Jiraiya is not the main character of Naruto. But Jiraiya is the main character of this section that we've been watching. And it's like he had that prophecy, but it was a curse on him. And it just, like, has followed him and, like, taken, like, bits and pieces of his past and just, like, spread amongst, of, like, all the stuff that all the people he didn't agree with, and the ideals that weren't his have just, like, come back in, like, a crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like there's a duality to pretty much everything in Naruto. There's, like, a light and dark side, or a yin and a yang to it, in a way, in pretty much everything. And the prophecy was both his purpose and like the way, and it was both his blessing and his curse was this prophecy, this thing that would guide him through his life. But it was also like the outcome of it could, again, from the beginning, it was like this person will either destroy everything or bring about a change that will either destroy everything or make everything peaceful or whatever, or good.
But then at the end he's like, you know what? No, that guy's not the guy. It's actually Naruto. Because Naruto...
What do you think?
I don't know. I think that is a good thing for him to believe. And... yeah, it's like those weird things, because it's whenever there's, like, a prophecy, it's like... was it a self-fulfilling prophecy that you just... Would you have gone on an adventure and written books and found someone to teach if you hadn't been told that was what you were supposed to do with your life?
But who told the frog? Like, how did that dream happen then? Because it can't be. It's only self-fulfilling if he's inventing that, but he didn't.
I guess he didn't invent it, but
the only reason he did it is because he was told because the prophecy didn't come from him. It was told to him by a very wise old toad.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like prophecies just in general often have, like a secret like a double meaning, or it's not what you think, and, like, you can't escape it, but, like, you could change it, you know what I mean?
It presents you with a choice. That's the whole point of a prophecy.
And maybe even him just choosing.
It's not a fortune.
Yeah.
It's not a certain this is how the future will go. It is there are events that will transpire, and it all comes down to a choice or a series of choices that will impact the future. In some great or profound way. That's a prophecy. That's what separates it from a fortune, is that there's choice involved. But
and like, I don't know, maybe this is like a bit too far, but like maybe even him just, but like with his final moments, entrusting that like future to Naruto, like believing and like placing that belief in Naruto that he's the one who's actually gonna fix things, is like the choice of choosing to believe whether this shithead is here and the world is doomed, or actually my like newest student who actually believes in himself and like, I believe in him. If I leave it all to him, then like maybe like just him having that decision to have more students after the original chosen one didn't work out was the thing, you know
selection.
what I mean?
Yeah, and I love that part of the prophecy, that it's like, you will make us a critical selection or whatever, however they word it. It's the way that it's not.
They don't
like
say you'll make a choice.
He says,
necessarily.
Jiraiya says, it's a selection. So it opens it up to more than just a binary thing or like just one choice. It's like, and Jiraiya says, like, me going back to try and test this theory and, being able to then send the message with concrete proof in his mind that whatever he sent them, we still don't know what that is. He sent it in code, but that is that him going back and doing that's the selection, him choosing to do that. But it's not 100%, like, nothing about the prophecy is still 100%, like, whether it is Pain, whoever that is, or Naruto is the student, or whether it's
the fourth,
the selection is like that specific choice, or the selection to follow that path in the first place. That was the selection. It was just at the beginning when he decided to go on that journey on his own.
The selection of like not picking all these people that have apparently come back to haunt him,
or the selection of choosing them.
Yeah, or that,
even
or
though,
the selection of choosing, like I said, like choosing after one thing didn't work out to go on to the next thing, which was the fourth Hokage, which saved the village.
These are all like sort of a domino effect.
I know, but it's like
that happened from like him choosing to go down this path and having the right thing in mind. That was sort of his choice to go in it with this mindset. And I think that's the selection. That like the reason that he believed in Naruto in the end, the fact that his last thoughts were, it's Naruto, doesn't actually change the outcome of anything, but he thinks that because of this history of choices that brought him and sort of made him act in the world in a way that he would believe in Naruto, and the fact that he believes, or in that sort of that side of things rather than believing in the other side. That is the selection, because that informs all of his other selections or choices throughout the rest of his life.
Yeah, and it's interesting
and
because
creates a pupil like Naruto.
Because
who will,
that's what I was gonna say. The him being so specific of the kind of thing he wants to like encourage, and
exactly
like teaching a person like Naruto to be even like to embrace the part of Naruto that makes Naruto Naruto. You know what I mean? that was a lot of Naruto's in one sentence, but it's like the person who wants to do good and help people, and not Jiraiya wasn't in his journey, wasn't fueled by the fear of, I need to not mess this person up or they will destroy everything. You know what I mean? Like, that didn't seem to be a guiding...
It was, I want to find the apprentice that will create a positive change.
Which is so interesting because he wasn't trying to control the prophecy, because I think if he had gone into it of like, I need to just find a person and raise them from when they were born and like make sure that they do not go down the path that I don't want, you know what I mean? Like that is like trying to control it and bend fate to your will.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work. But he just had the like best and purest intentions and like, but like wasn't trying to control it too much. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to change anyone into being a different person. Yeah, his first student apparently went crazy and, like, did all kinds of stuff, but that didn't really have anything to do with his teachings necessarily, although he did give that whole speech about growing up and, like, pain causing you to grow up, but you know what I mean? It's just interesting. It's also just really sad. Every time he talks about, like, yeah, I got continuously rejected by Tsunade, even though she, like, begged him to come back, like, all the time. She was like, why don't you just come back and live here and stay here? And then he's like, oh no, I'll just go out again.
It wouldn't have worked out if he just did what she wanted. If he just decided to settle down, you think Tsunade would be fawning after him so much, like in secret, kind of like hoping? They wouldn't have had the same relationship. The whole reason that he was attractive was because they wanted to go out and do his own shit.
It is just sad, though.
It is sad.
Yeah.
That is true. If there's one thing that is true about this, it is sad.
Mm-hmm.
And just the way they fucking descended on him and tore him apart was
like,
so savage. Like,
yeah, but it wasn't even, like, a big deal to them. Like, that was the worst thing when he was facing... I keep forgetting her name. It starts with a K.
Conan.
It's
a super simple name.
Conan, when he was fighting her, it's like she very clearly remembered him. And very, you know what I mean? Like, she was clearly, like, defying him. And there was that thing of, like, oh, I kind of wish that I didn't have to kill my old teacher, you know what I mean? But I'm still gonna do it. But then it's like when he's fighting pain, it's like, it's not the same as just fighting his old student. It's like he's fighting a creature, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's about it.
So what, not really, because what do you think is gonna happen now? Do you have any predictions for the future? I feel like this is a good time to think about what you think is where the story's gonna go. What do you think's gonna happen? Do you have any idea about that? Anything brewing?
Well...
What now?
1 second.
So meanwhile, Sasuke is now going after Itachi right fucking now.
Mm-hmm.
And
searching
Akatsuki bases and shit.
Mm-hmm. Sasuke is searching Akatsuki bases, but we also know that Itachi's not in there. He was, like, lurking around in the bushes. Naruto, all of a sudden, is gonna have a fucking frog inside of him with the key for the Nine Tails seal. But it's like, what can you, like, even still, it's like the addition of pain as a person and then as a group just complicates it so much, because it's like, I was already like, oh, it's the Akatsuki, but it's actually secretly Madara Uchiha's, like, plan that he's using for his own purpose. But then there's, like, another level of that, which is pain. And he seems to be, once again, we have an unkillable Akatsuki, like a seemingly death-defying, unkillable Akatsuki member. And but the problem is even though Jiraiya did get that information out of who the real pain is, or what it's all about, but how...
Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying, like, what can the Leaf Village do, like, even with that knowledge? It's such a formidable enemy. They'll have to do something, because they're not fighting one person anymore. They're fighting multiple groups that are kind of entangled in the same thing, you know?
Yes. Right.
And Sasuke is also still on the radar. So there's a lot of things, because right now they were like, we're doing the Akatsuki, and we'll throw Sasuke in with that, because he's sort of a package deal with Itachi. So we'll deal with that. But then, and they're like, okay, and we'll deal with that section of it first. We'll get Itachi, we'll get Sasuke, and then we'll handle the rest of the Akatsuki. But then it's like, you're doing that, you're focusing on that. Well, secretly, not only is there other members of the Akatsuki that have their own things, there's also Evil Toby, and there's also Pain as a group. You know, like there's a lot more enemies than had been previously thought. It's just getting very complicated for them.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, have some dinner, and then we're going to get back to some Naruto Shippuden. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction to this episode. We're now spoiler free, so we'll see what happens. We're going to like we said at the beginning of this, her getting spoiled on this was a huge tragedy, but it wasn't as big as other things that could happen between now and the end of the series, so we're going to be accelerating our watch speed and binging as much as we possibly can on this show, so hopefully that won't happen again, but we're just gonna keep trucking along. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. We'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to get a week ahead, go to patreon.com/boldcast. If you're watching on patreon.com/boldcast, thank you so much for your support. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.